Hello, my loves. Welcome to another episode of whatever the heck this is. My name is Kellyanne, and I am so glad to be talking about this because, as somebody with a Virgo moon, and if you're not into astrology, that's okay, but stick with me. As somebody with a Virgo moon who is very into being in control, I just gotta say a few words on getting out of the assumption that if you put your greatest effort into things, that you are going to be given a gold star. Okay? Because I have lived the majority of my life being a perfectionist, a people pleaser, somebody who is just trying to get as much appreciation as possible. And I didn't know that I was doing that. I really didn't. But it was also like a pattern that I was stuck in. It was a place that I would go to try to receive love. But really, what that is just emulating love. It's just like creating an illusion of love and of control, really. Because that's what you're trying to do when you're trying to show up perfectly, right? You're trying to show that you know what you're doing, that you've got everything covered, and you are trying to create an atmosphere of, I've got it, I don't need any help. Uh, Actually, let me take that for you because I've got it, because I've so fucking got it. You're creating this illusion of control when in reality, you're likely the kind of person, if you're playing the perfectionist role still, and that's like one of the patterns that you're stuck in, you're likely like a duck. You know, you look calm on the surface, and maybe some people can catch you out and like know how much tension is going on underneath, but you're really just like paddling underneath the surface. And you might even have like incredible anxiety, like a high level of anxiety, but you're high functioning. You're performing at a really high level because the perfectionist in you can't let anybody see cracks. Can't let anybody see that you're trying so hard to take control, because what you really want is for other people to notice what a good job you're doing, to affirm that you've met or even anticipated their needs before they've said anything. You're just trying to get as much out of other people that emulates love, that seems like love, that feels like love, as you possibly can. And that is a version of trying to be in control that is really toxic. Really toxic, really taxing, really takes its toll on you. And I feel like this is a great time for us to talk about this and to talk about how perfectionism and people pleasing and like going for the gold star is a kind of a flavor of being stuck, a sort of pattern that we find ourselves repeating over and over again that really harms us in the long run. Because what you're doing is you're manufacturing a version of uh, respect and a version of relationships that isn't really, honestly, genuinely, authentically loving. It's conditional. You're operating under the assumption that other people will consent to giving you a gold star if you just do X, Y, and Z perfectly, or to the best of your ability. Maybe you're not like a full-on perfectionist, but if you're watching this, you vibe with going for the gold star. You vibe with trying to go above and beyond, or do the best that you possibly can. High performance habits. You might even have read Brennan Burchard's High Performance Habits, and you're here because you're like, yeah, that's me. That has also been me. Hi. Hello, it's me. I'm the problem. I'm my own problem. It's me. Because I have wanted to just achieve at a very high level. And there's like two sides to this, or there are many sides to this. Maybe it's not just that you're trying to essentially control how other people see you or how other people react to you in relationships, because I think that's a part of what perfectionism is. It's like a version of trying to have control over and maybe even in some way manipulate. And I say that with a neutral connotation, not with a negative connotation. I mean, there are some people out there who, as my AP psychology teacher Dr. Schoenfeld would say, uses it for evil instead of for good. In terms of like understanding that people will give to you if you give to them. That's kind of just the psychology of relationships and the psychology of human nature and connection is like I'm doing something for you and it automatically makes people want to give back and to reciprocate. It's very natural. But maybe it's multifaceted. Maybe you're not a perfectionist because you're, trying to get other people to give you a gold star or to, and what I mean by give you a gold star is like you're trying to get a raise. You're trying to turn a friendship into a romantic partnership or a sexual partnership. You're trying to get other people in some way to see you in a different light or to see you in the best possible light. And maybe it's not even about that. Maybe it's not about that kind of gold star. Maybe the gold star is just for you. Maybe you're not trying to please your parents. Maybe you're not trying to live up to your parents or your family's expectations of you. Maybe you're just a fucking overachiever. Maybe you just are really ambitious and really want to squeeze all of the juice out of life. Maybe that's you. And maybe that's why perfectionism and going for the gold star is a really toxic habit. Because when you get into that rut of like, I'm trying my hardest and I'm trying my best, but I don't succeed every single time. So like it doesn't compute. Like the math ain't mathing on how hard I'm trying versus how well I'm succeeding. Maybe the math ain't mathing. And that's why you get into this rut. You get into this pitfall of self blame, of self doubt, of maybe even self hate and self loathing. Like, I can never do good enough. Why is it that no matter how hard I try, I still suck? You might have all of these negative words that keep cycling through your brain and keeping you trapped in this cycle of like, well, I have to do better. Well, I have to prove myself at some point or else give up completely and entirely. If that is the place where you're at, or because your perfectionism leans toward ambition, or if you're in a place of like, I'm trying to get other people to see me a certain way, I'm trying to build a different connection in the relationships that I have, and that's why your perfectionism shows up the way, because it leans toward people pleasing. Whichever version of gold star, aiming for the gold star that you experience, there is a pattern there of self deprecation, not appreciating yourself, not fully valuing yourself without having to do anything to earn it. And that means that you're in the pit. That means that you are likely in the pit. And I don't mean to like diagnose anybody. I don't mean to tell anybody what's going on in their lives. I just want to point out, because I've been there before. I've seen so many of my clients there before, of thinking that they have to figure out the next right thing and take the next right step, and that will get them what they want, and that will be the thing that turns the situationship into a relationship, that turns your parents' opinions about you into more positive ones. And I'm laughing because that's where my where my perfectionism and people pleasing has come from, is just trying to be the best middle child that I middle slash oldest child as I can possibly be. Because yeah, it's just so tough to want to not ruffle any feathers and not make any waves and not bother anybody, but also come out shiny and clean and perfect. If you're there and you've put yourself up on a really high pedestal, and maybe you're noticing at this point in your life that it's time to break out of there, you're not just thinking about it, you're really ready to take action and be like, I'm fucking done with this. I'm done with these other people's opinions of me. I'm done with how they treat me and how they disrespect me because they don't believe that I have what it takes. They don't believe that I'm good enough. They don't believe that I'm right for them in a certain context. If you're in that place where you're like, maybe, maybe just maybe, fuck their opinions. Maybe just maybe, fuck what other people think about me. Maybe just maybe, I need to fuck my own beliefs about myself. Maybe I need to unfuck my own beliefs about. Maybe my beliefs about myself are fucked. Maybe the story that I've been telling myself is kind of fucked up and kind of makes me into like the bad guy. And not like an in my villain era bad guy. Like I'm going to just like let other people think what they think about me. Maybe you're just at the beginning of that path of like, maybe I need to let other people think what they're gonna think about me, because I'm kind of killing myself to be what I think other people want and need me to be. Maybe aiming for the gold star, not healthy for me. And maybe I should do something about it. If you're in that place where you're ready to do something about it, I love this for you. Let's just celebrate that for a second. If you're watching this and you're like, I think it's time to carve out my own path and to reorganize my life so that I can get situated on this this grounded version of myself, this genuine, authentic version of myself, instead of the illusion that I've been creating for other people that makes other people think that I'm more capable of certain things than I actually feel like I am. If you're in that place where you're like, actually making other people happy is making me miserable, and I'm ready to get out of that place and figure something else out. Even if you're in this place where you're like, I don't know where to go next. I don't know. I don't know. But I know something needs to change. Yes! Bitch! Amazing. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. Your self-awareness is outstanding. Bar none. You have up-leveled yourself. Congratulations. Fucking congratulations. I know the graduation is happening. I mean, at least here where I am, a lot of graduations are happening now. But I think even if you're all grown up and you don't have any more graduations left in your life, this is a graduation for you. Like, take that tassel, put it to the other side, and go, you know what? I think the school of life that was trying to teach me that reaching for a gold star is the worst kind of belittling myself and like downplaying my own strengths, downplaying my own skills, downplaying my own special set of qualities that I bring to the world. I've been downplaying myself. I've been underestimating myself because I've been overestimating how much other people will love me or how good other people will see me as if I just keep doing all these other things. I think if you're in that place, you've graduated. That school of life of like I'm going to do my best for other people. I think that's done. If you're watching this, I think that's done. And I think you've graduated. And I think congratulations. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. If you feel like this is a graduation for you, I would love to know in the comments. Like, I would love to know if I'm hitting the target right now. Okay. So just put in the comments, I'm graduating. And that's it. Just, I'm graduating. And maybe even like, congratulations to me. Because I want you to like verbalize this. I want you to I want to know if I'm hitting my target, but I want you to also really pinpoint this moment in your life. Because this is special. This is a really special moment in your life where you get to say, I'm going to do things differently. And maybe even, I'm going to do things my way. Huh, huh. Maybe I'm going to do things my way. Maybe I'm going to do things my way. I love this for you. Make sure that you put something significant to you in the comments, not so that you can drive up my engagement, although that helps, but because verbalizing where you're at and like I said, putting a pinpoint in there, like a mile marker, so when you look back, you can go, oh, I remember that moment where I decided to do something different, where I decided to take action in my life. And maybe I didn't know what the action was at the time, but the action that I took was writing it down immediately, just commenting immediately. I'm graduating. Congratulations to me. Because sometimes that's all you need to be like, oh, oh shit, I'm doing this. Oh, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. Yeah, I'm doing this. Because once you get that feeling, once you get that hype, that's the gold star. That's the gold star feeling. That's the gold star effect. That feeling of, oh, I'm valuable, and like my life and all of the things that I bring to life are valuable because I decide that they are. Because I decide. Because I decide what is valuable to me in my life. Because I decide. I choose to get out of this pattern, to get out of this habit, to break out of this story and write a new one, to dismantle some of these beliefs that I have about what I need to accomplish in my life, in my career, what I need to accomplish in my relationships in order for me to be living my best life. This is the moment where you get to look back and go, oh, I started living life on my own terms at that point. And if you want that to be now, it can be. For some of you, you might feel ready, and I'm so excited for you. And for some of you, you're like, that sounds like a really big deal. That sounds like kind of scary. And like, if I were to choose different, like, easy for you to say, Kellyanne, I can't choose different. I live with my parents. I have to please them. Easy for you to say, Kellyanne, I have to do this certain thing so that I can achieve this certain effect, so that I can achieve this certain outcome. I have to keep doing it. Hold on. I understand where you're at. I understand where you're coming from. I used to live with I lived with my parents for like 5 years when I was I was actually, what is it called, evicted, evicted from my apartment uh, while I was still working at the nonprofit that I was at, where I was just working like 10, 12 hours a day, giving back to my community, like working in service to my community. But as soon as it was over, like, I ended up living with my parents and going, I don't know what I'm doing. I I don't necessarily know where I'm going to go next. And the only thing that I kept hearing from my parents over and over is money makes the world go round, which was really disappointing and really upsetting for me because, you know, like I said, being a Virgo moon, like, I really organized my life around service. And I think Virgos are very attached to service. But I also think that if service is a love language for you, or if giving back to your community, or taking care of other people, or taking care of like big major issues that affect people in your community and that have like a negative impact so that you can try and have a positive impact. It's really hard to hear some of the things that other people say that sway you and like change your beliefs about how you should show up. Change your opinion about yourself, towards yourself, because then you feel like I'm not doing enough. I I I get it. I can't tell you how get it. I've got it. I can't because that's a whole other video. That's like 12 other videos. But I want to speak to that sort of, ah okay, I know I have to do something but I can't, or like I don't know how. I believe I believe in you, and I believe in this moment that you're having, that you're this pivot that you're experiencing. Because if that's what you want, that's what you can have right now. And you can affirm that. I really want to pivot and I don't know how yet. You can do a repeat after me if you want. You want to? Okay, repeat after me. I really want to pivot. And I might not know how yet. And it may seem impossible to do so. But that's what I really want. So I'm going to trust right now that by saying out loud, that by writing it out, that I want to break this pattern. Somebody, something, somewhere out there can hear me and believes in me too. Like Kellyanne believes in me. And like I want to believe in myself. How does that feel? I know that it's still just words, and I know that it's the start. And it always seems impossible at the start. But I promise you, you've got this. If I can get out, you can get out. There are so many stories of people getting out and getting unstuck from the place that they thought, I don't see a way, so there must not be. There is a way. I promise you, 1,000% there is a way. And if you feel like I need help, I need support, I need more guidance, I need a little extra hand, and maybe I need a hand to hold on the way, or I would like to talk with all the other people who are watching this video and resonate with this message right now. Like, who are all these other people who are pivoting? I want to pivot too. Can we all just get get together and just hold each other, please? If you want this because you know you need this, I have a resource library, tons of resources for you, and they are all on my Patreon. I would love for you to join. It's a socialist experiment that I'm doing where I am not doing regular Patreon tiers. If you know anything about Patreon, it's a sort of content creator community page website where you can subscribe to different tiers. And normally there are like less expensive and more expensive tiers, and you get different things. Like the more you pay, the more stuff you get. That's not how mine works. Mine is completely different. I have 20 tiers, and they are all a different price range. You get the same thing in all of the tiers, whether you're paying $5 a month or $500 a month. It doesn't matter what you're able to contribute, whether it's the price of a cup of coffee or the price of a Vitamix blender. Literally, I'm just like thinking about something that's $500. Whether it's this or that, you're going to get everything. You're going to get access to the entire library, and you're going to get a wonderful community that is centered around like the spiritual up leveling that I've been talking about. Because if there's this illusion that you want to shatter, if there's a point in your life that you're ready to pivot into and turn and face the a different kind of uncomfortable. You might be uncomfortable now because you're comfortable with this kind of uncomfortable. If you're ready for a new uncomfortable, that's where we'll be. That's where my people are. Compassionately uncomfortable in the best possible way, because in that space, we're creating the life that we really want, that we really desire. And I know that sounds really selfish and that sounds so delulu, like creating that life that you desire. Some people are going to hear this and be like, that's fake news. That's that's a little bit much, Kellyanne. It's a little bit woo. It's a little bit woo woo. And I don't know that I want to do that with you, but I just want to kind of reel it in with some grounding in reality, which is that if you want the life that you desire, you have to work for it. And this is the place where that work gets done. So my Patreon is linked in the description for this video below. And I actually want to invite you to a really incredible series that is starting this summer on the summer solstice around Father's Day, I believe. It's going to be after Father's Day. It's going to be starting June 22nd, and I'm going to be gearing up until then. So this is me gearing up to that and hoping to speak to all of the places where people might be stuck and feel that stuckness. But I'm creating a series called Getting Unstuck / Out of the Pit, because that's like a major pattern that I've experienced over and over in my life, is finding myself in a mental, emotional, or physical pit and going, oh, I didn't realize I got used to like the darkness down here of like thinking I'll never leave my parents' house and wondering how I'm going to get out. Thinking I'll never figure out what I'm doing with my life. Thinking that like because of my herpes diagnosis. Nobody will ever love me again. And here I am living with my wonderful partner who I've been with for 3.5 years. I've been stuck a lot in my life, and especially this perfectionist, people pleasy, gold star reaching stuckness. It's one of my favorites. I keep coming back. I keep coming back for more. There must be something there for me that I keep loving about it. And I talk about this in the series. I really get into all of the ways to like pull yourself out of those patterns that keep you feeling like I need to keep performing as this version of myself that I don't actually like, or that isn't actually eliciting the outcome or the responses that I would like to experience, the unconditional love that I know exists that I would love to tap into. I've got so many resources for not only getting out of those places, but staying unstuck, staying out of those pits, of those pits. And I make a lot of these jokes. I make a lot of pit jokes, and it's not going to stop because this is who I am. Okay, I got out of the inauthentic Kellyanne pit, and I'm unstuck, and now I'm staying unstuck, and here I am making armpit jokes because that's who I am. Because I'm punny and I love myself for it. So if you love this, if you're vibing with me right now, if you're vibing with this message, please come join us. Even if it's you try it out for a month and you waste $5 on something that you're like, nah, this isn't for me. I would love for you to just taste it, to just try it out. Because honestly, this kind of work is life changing. My life is completely different because I unstuck myself, because I chose to pivot and I chose to go, oh, I don't have to keep looking down into the darkness. I can go, huh, oh, there's another life up there. And I need to build a ladder. If you're ready to build a ladder, you're ready to climb out, I have the resources for building that ladder, and I have the resources for closing up that pit and making sure that you are less likely to fall in again. I love you so much. You're deserving of all the love you desire. And I hope you continue to choose yourself. Have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day. Love you. Okay, bye.